when the Israel-Hamas war started and Hamas started to send rockets towards Israel, there was one defense system of Israel which made headlines, and that is the Iron Dome system, the Iron Dome air defense system of Israel. And then everyone was talking about that whether India should also have something in this respect or not. And this is what we will be discussing today. Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about, is India getting its own version of Israel's Iron Dome air system? So the Israel's air defense system is known as the Iron Dome air system. So we will be talking about what is it and what about India. Is India also planning to get its own air system? First of all, what we'll be discussing is news, then what is Project Kush, then significance of India's Iron Dome, Israel's Iron Dome air defense system, what is it, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 2 and 3, also defense, technology and infrastructure also. You should be able to know about what is Project Kush and what is the timeline of it. So the news talks about, is India getting its own version of Israel's Iron Dome air system? How will it help? So what happened? So what is Israel's Iron Dome? If in easy terms I will say, then when the Israel-Hamas war started, so Hamas sent many rockets towards Israel. And what is it that Israel is always able to save itself? That is because of the Iron Dome system. So in simple terms, if I'll talk about, like imagine this is Israel, this is Hamas, and Hamas is sending rockets from its side. Now what will happen is that Iron Dome is an air defense system, or is an air system which will be installed, which is installed in Israel, and it detects, because it detects the rockets which are coming or the missiles which are coming from the other side, and the radar starts its work, and then it sends a interceptor missile. Like for example, the radars will detect that at what altitude and at what intensity the missiles are coming, and then they will launch the interceptor missiles, and these interceptor missiles will neutralize the rockets and will destroy the rockets. So the rockets which are sent by the opposition towards Israel, so that rockets will be destroyed in the air itself and no damage will be caused to Israel. And the Iron Dome, it is said that it has a efficiency of around 90%, and this is one of the biggest asset of Israel in a war, and this is what protects Israel always in a war. So it was said that even India needs to plan something like that, because of the reason that we have such volatile neighbors and there are very less countries which have a technology like Israel which has Iron Dome. So India, being one of the fastest growing economy, can look into the perspective or can look into the respect that they should also have a air defense system of its own. Even though India has S-400 air system which they took from Russia, but they also need to have something like Iron Dome. Then amid the Israel-Hamas war which is presently going on, lot has been said about the Israel's Iron Dome air defense system. And what is Iron Dome air defense system? It is a cutting edge rocket defense system. As I just told you what it works like, and India is readying its own means indigenous. India is readying its own long range air defense system. Long range air defense system, and the plan is to deploy it by 2028-29. Now this is a point which you need to remember, that the timeline or the deadline is set to be 2028-29, and under the ambitious Project Kush. So this is the name of the project. You need to remember the name of the project and also the timeline. So both are important. Project Kush year 2028-29, and it will be indigenous. It means India's own. Now let us talk about that what has been talked about till now about the Project Kush. So it talks about indigenous system designed to detect and destroy a wide array of threats. Indigenous system means India will prepare its own air defense system and it will detect and destroy. Same like the Iron Dome. First it will detect the rockets or the missiles coming from the opposition side or the other side, and then it will destroy it with the help of the interceptor. And what kind of a threat it can be used for, like the stealth fighters, aircraft, drone, cruise missiles, precision guiding munitions at ranges up to 350 kilometers. Up to 350 kilometers. It means the maximum range is 350 kilometers. Then it can be 50 kilometers, 150 kilometers, 250 kilometers, but the maximum is around 350 kilometers. And what is said to be the aim of it, that why India needs to develop its own air defense system like the Iron Dome of Israel, then the aim is said to be to achieve self-reliance, that is Atmanirbharta, to achieve self-reliance in the defense sector and bolster its national security. First of all is that the present government of India always talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-reliance Bharat, make in India, that is starts its own manufacture in India. So this will be also a very big step towards the self-reliance in defense sector, and this will also help to bolster the national security. And if India is able to achieve the target of making its own Iron Dome system that under the Project Kush, then India will also be among very few countries in the world who possess this technology with it. Then under the purview of DRDO. So Project Kush will be working under the purview of the DRDO. Now it seeks to establish a formidable three-layered defense system. So it will be a three-layered defense system, and each layer will be designed to engage targets at different ranges. So it will be a three-layer system, and it won't be like that every layer will be specific at one target. Each layer will have its own different targets. Like for example, the maximum target can be of 350 kilometers, while in the three layers, other layers can work towards the target of 250 kilometers, 150 kilometers, and whatever can be good for it. Then it has the capability to neutralize enemy aircraft and missile from extended distances effectively. Neutralize, as I told you, that if the missiles are coming from at this direction, then the air defense system will launch its own interceptor missiles, and then they will neutralize each other and no damage would be done. Then it is valued at over 2.5 billion. So the project is expensive. It will be an expensive project, and it is supposed to be a LRSAM project, that is surface to air missile, long range surface to air missile. And surface to air missile is very obvious, because if the missiles from the other side is coming in air, then the interceptor missiles will be launched from the surface and will go into the air to neutralize it. So it will be a surface to air missile. So what you need to remember is, first of all, the name of the project, that is Project Kush, then the deadline, that is 2028-29, then it is a LRSAM, that is long range surface to air missile system. Then it will be indigenous, aim is for self-reliance in the defense sector, and it will have a three-layered defense system. Maximum length is 350 kilometers. Now, significance of India's Iron Dome. Why is it considered to be important? Then it is considered to be important because it will boost India's defense capability and ensure the safety of our skies. Now, because we have very volatile neighbors in the name of China and Pakistan, and if India is considered to be a global power and India is considered to be one of the fastest growing economies, we are one of the fastest developing country also, then we also need to make progress in with respect to self-reliance and having good say when it comes to the defense cooperation with other countries also. And if India will be able to develop its own mode of or own model of Israel's Iron Dome, then we will be in a league of countries, of very few countries which have their own defense system. Like for example, Russia has S-400, then America has its own, then Israel has its Iron Dome. So there are not many countries who possess it. So becoming a part of an elite group of countries with respect to the air defense systems. Then versatile and formidable defensive asset. So if India will be having a asset like the air defense system, then the other country, if India is at war with other country, or if India is not in good terms with other country, then the other country will also be thinking that if they need to make other plans and they need to get themselves better prepared, because they will be aware about that India has certain kind of asset which is a air defense system. Then hostile neighbors, as I told you, because we are at loggerheads with our neighbors, and China being a neighbor which is very powerful in itself. So India as a nation needs to look from the security perspective also. Then having an air defense system will be very good. Then Atmanirbhar Bharat, because it will be indigenously built and will be under the purview of DRDO in cooperation with other private and public sector companies also. Then this will be a great example of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and this will also show India's dominance and India's power with respect to the manufacturing of defense equipments also. Now, Israel's Iron Dome air defense system, what it is, it was deployed in the year 2011, and it has a series of batteries that use radars to detect incoming short range rockets and intercept them. It can be used in all weather conditions, be it day or night, and this is considered to be one of the biggest strength of Israel's Iron Dome, that it can work in summers, winters, monsoon, day, night. So it is 24/7, 365 days all weather system, and the success rate is very high, that is around 90%. And only, I would say that for the very first time, when Hamas sent rockets, around 5,000 rockets in one go, then this was the only time when Israel's Iron Dome was also at risk. Then it can do more than 2,000 interceptions, and there are three major components in the Iron Dome. Then that is, first is radars, second is weapon control, and third is missile fire. So what the radars do? Radars detect the incoming object. So if any kind of incoming object, if any kind of object is coming towards Israel, so the radars will detect it. Then weapon control, battle management and weapon control system. So it looks after the management of the whole system. Then missile fire, it also has a missile firing unit. This is the unit from which the missiles or the interceptor missiles are fired. Now let's see how it actually works. Now see, this is the Iron Dome units. Now what is happening is, like, imagine these are the rockets which are coming from outside. So this is a rocket which is coming towards Israel from the other side. Now what we'll do is that, see, there are units, these are the batteries, you can say, which are placed at a particular place. Now radars will detect the object which is coming from outside, and then it will alert the management unit. So now the management unit will work and starts to detect the altitude at which the missiles are coming, and then from the firing units the interceptor missiles are launched, and the name of the interceptor is Tamir, TAMIR. And this is how, when the interceptor goes towards the rockets, it neutralizes the rocket, so no damage is done to Israel. So this is how it works. Don't think about writing too much, just draw a very small diagram of it and write the year and what is the main technology and what are the three components and the success rate also, and that will do for you. So in the end, a prelims MCQ, and people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And it says the Project Kush is associated with India's new national highway project, India's new long range air defense system, India's new project for building of optical fibers, and none of the above. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.